Hi everyone, welcome back to Yoga with Janie Rose. Today's class is a rocket yoga inspired Vinyasa flow set to an intermediate level. Let's begin in child's pose. Big toes come together, knees wide. Stretch your arms up the mat and draw your forehead to the ground. While here, begin to connect with the breath. Inhaling to expand your back body with air and exhaling to ground deeper into the pose. Inhale to a count of 3 or 4 through the nose, and exhale to the same count of 3 or 4 out the nose. Let's maintain this even rhythm of breath now and throughout the remainder of practice. On your next inhale, rise up to seated and send your feet over to the left side, sitting to the inside of your heels. Inhale your right arm high. Exhale, hinge over to the left for a right side body stretch. Option to rotate your chest open and gaze upward. And to deepen the shoulder stretch, bend through your top elbow and guide your hand behind your head, rolling your elbow back. Inhale, rise up through center and switch your feet over to your right side, sitting to the inside of the heels. Left arm by left ear, inhale, and exhale, hinge over to your right side for a left side body stretch. Once again, if it feels okay, roll the chest open towards the sky and option to join me in bending through the left elbow, holding the back of your head with your left hand and rolling the chest open, feeling a deeper stretch through the shoulder. Inhale guides you through center as you plant your hands out in front, setting up on all fours for cat and cow stretch. With a long spine, inhale to drop the belly and lift the chin. Exhale, press into the hands as you round out to a cat. Inhale through cow, belly stretch. Exhale to cat, back stretch. One more each way, moving with the breath. Come through to a flat back. Slide the left arm with the palm up on your hand under your right arm, left side of the head to the earth, left shoulder down. Option to cross your feet, as I like to do, and keep your right hand planted or reach back for a half bind, right fingertips to left inner thigh, rolling your chest open to the side. Release the right hand if you have it bound, plant it, and come back to a tabletop, uncrossing the feet. Other side, right hand palm up, slides your right arm underneath left, right side of the head and shoulder to the earth. Once again, option to cross the ankles, keep the left hand planted, or reach it up and back for a half bind with me, creating a slightly deeper twist through the thoracic spine. Let's spend a few breaths here. On an inhale, plant the left hand down and press back to a tabletop, feet hip distance. Tuck your toes, sink your hips to your heels, and exhale, lower down to child's pose with a foot stretch. Let's spend a few breaths breathing into the feet. On an inhale, rise up and walk your knees and feet to touch. Untuck the toes and sit back on the heels. Option to plant the hands behind and lift your knees a little or a lot to a counter stretch on the ankles. Lower the knees and guide your hands to touch, interlacing fingers. Begin to roll your wrists around in a figure eight pattern. Go a few times in each direction, gently warming up the wrists for practice. Inhale sweeps your arms high to the sky. Interlace the fingers and shine the palms upward, opening up your wrists. Plant the back of the hands onto your thighs, fingers point towards each other, and straighten your arms, getting into the opposite side of the wrists. Release your hands out in front, separate the knees hip distance, tucking toes to downward facing dog pose. Take any organic movements that feel right in the moment. Continue to connect with your breath. Let's take a big inhale and exhale to walk your feet halfway up the mat. Shorter stance, down dog. Inhale through a little half lift, lengthen, and exhale to bow over gently bent knees. It might feel good to bend one knee deeply at a time. Inhale deeply and exhale to walk your feet through between your hands, hip distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. And again, exhale to fold. One more. Inhale, half lift. And this time, exhale, fold, reaching hands for elbows in ragdoll. Option to sway side to side gently, or join me in a more exaggerated sway. Find your center, plant your hands, and inhale, press to a half lift. Exhale, steps left foot back, sending right leg high to a three-legged dog. Bend through your right knee and open the hip to the side. Exhale to release your right foot down into downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into a plank. Exhale, press back to down dog. Again, inhale, ripple forward, plank pose. Exhale, downward dog. This time, inhale through plank. Exhale, lowers the knees. Arch the back like cow pose. Jut your body forward and lower the chest and chin down to Ashtanga Namaskara. Option to straighten the legs back in order to get the chest and chin down. Coming through a cobra pose. Everybody slide the hips down, lower the forehead, plant the hands under the shoulders, and inhale to press up. Lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Two more. Inhale, press up slow, lift your chest. Exhale, forehead to the earth. Press up one more time. Inhale, perhaps a little deeper. Exhale, lower down. Press back to your knees, tuck your toes through a downward facing dog pose. Option to join me by bending one knee at a time. Take a big breath in, and on your next exhale, step the right foot through between your hands and lower your left knee to the ground, untucking the left toes. On an inhale, rise up, reaching arms to the sky. Guide your hands to touch and interlace your thumbs. Roll your shoulders down your back and lift your heart. Exhale, hands down, tuck the back toes, step through to the top of the mat, hip distance with the feet. Inhale through half lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, steps the right foot down the mat, sending left leg high to the sky for three-legged dog. Bend through the left knee and open the hip wide to the side. Exhale to level the hips and lower the left foot down to match right. Inhale, rolls through one plank pose. And exhale to lower the knees. Arch your back like cat. and release the chest and chin down. Option to tuck the chin and take the forehead down instead. My teacher taught this pose as being very good for posture. When you're ready, you can slide the legs back and lower the hips. One cobra pose. On an inhale, press up, lift your heart, perhaps lift your chin, and on an exhale, gently lower down. Press back to knees, tucking toes, downward facing dog pose, and let's spend a few breaths here. Let's take a nice big inhale and exhale to lunge your left foot through between the hands. Lower your right knee and untuck the right toes. Inhale, rise up. Reach your arms to the sky. Interlace your thumbs. From here, draw the belly button back and sink a little deeper into the hips. Inhale deeply. Exhale, plant your hands. Tuck your back toes and step your back foot through, feet hip distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, rise to stand. Reach your arms to the sky. Keep them high as you shift the weight to the mounds of your toes, lifting the heels. Tuck the lower rib cage and draw the belly button back in your high mountain pose. Lower your heels and your hands. Heel toe your feet to touch. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Hands come together, gaze at thumbs. Exhale, swan dive. Plant the hands, relax the neck. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, steps back to a plank and lowers to chaturanga. Inhale through an upward facing dog and exhale, downward facing dog. Let's spend a few breaths here. On an inhale, rise to tiptoes. Bend through knees. Step your right foot through, then your left at the top of your mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Reach up. Hands touch. Exhale, hands by your sides. Again, inhale, reach up. Look up. Exhale, swan dive. Plant the hands. Relax the neck. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, step back to plank and lower through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press into the tops of your feet. Exhale through downward facing dog and breathe. In the rocket system, Ujjayi breath is taught, and this is a light constriction of the back of your throat as you breathe, said to sound like ocean waves. This can be used periodically or throughout the entire duration of practice if you choose. Inhale through toes, bend through knees. Lunge left foot through, then right. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Reach hands to the sky. Look up. Exhale, hands by your sides. Chair pose. Bend deep into your knees and sweep your arms high. Inhale. Hold for a breath. Draw your shoulders away from your ears and draw your belly button back. Exhale, fold over legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, floater step back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Warrior 1. Lunge the right foot through, pivot the back heel down, and rise for 5 breaths. Let's take a big breath in and exhale to circle the hands to the earth. Step back to plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale lunges left foot through, back heel pivots as you rise with arms to the sky. Roll the shoulders down your back and hold Warrior One for 5 breaths. Take one big inhale and exhale, moving with the breath. Plant the hands, step back to plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale presses through upward facing dog. Exhale takes you back, downward facing dog, and hold for a few long deep breaths. On your next inhale, rise through tiptoes. Bend deep into your knees. Walk, lunge, or hop to the top. Half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees through chair pose. Inhale sweeps your arms high. Hold this chair pose as you interlace your fingers and shine your palms to the sky. Roll your shoulders down your back. Draw your belly button back. And take another breath. On an exhale, drop your chest towards your thighs, reaching the arms straight forward. Breathe deep. Exhale, release the hands and fold over straight legs. Inhale through half lift, heel toe the feet hip distance. Catch your peace fingers to your big toes. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Option 4, elbows wide to the side or elbows drawing back in line with your legs. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and the belly button in deep. Breathe into your back body. Keeping your peace fingers hooked on big toes, inhale, straighten the arms to a half lift. Exhale, release the hands and lunge your left foot all the way back, setting up for a high lunge. Ensure you have right knee over right ankle as you rise up, arms to the sky. Interlace your fingers and shine the palms high. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and the left rib cage forward, squaring your body towards the front, and enjoy the left hip flexor stretch. Exhale through Warrior Two. Pivot your back heel down. Keep your front knee in line with front toes, arms wide to the side. Gaze over your front hand. Breathe deep into your chest and draw your belly button back. Inhale through peaceful triangle just for a breath. And exhale through triangle pose, arms wide, legs wide. Take your right hand down to your leg, or option to reach your right fingertips or plant hand to the earth. Gaze up to your top thumb, rolling your left rib cage open towards the sky. If this feels uncomfortable to keep the legs this wide, don't hesitate to heel toe your back foot in a little bit, narrowing the distance between the heels. Exhale frames the front foot with your hands, pivot to the ball of the back foot. For pyramid, inhale to a long spine, exhale fold over the right thigh. Once again, you have the option to step the back foot up and in, narrowing the distance between the feet if that feels better for you. Inhale to a half lift. Plant the left hand under left shoulder and sweep the right arm back and up to a twist through a variation of revolved triangle pose, drawing the right hip back to deepen the stretch as you breathe into a long spine. Exhale releases the top hand down. Pivot the back heel down and bend deep into your front knee, setting up for side extended, with option for right hand outside of right foot or forearm to thigh. Extend the left arm up and overhead, rolling your chest open towards the sky. On your next inhale, press up gracefully to a peaceful triangle, just for a breath. Then exhale, come back into a warrior two stance, interlacing fingers behind your back as you inhale to open your chest and exhale through humble warrior, chest to thigh or inside a thigh. Relax your neck as you reach your arms overhead to a shoulder stretch. Make sure you're pressing firm into your back foot. Inhale through half lift. Exhale, plant the hands through runner's lunge and lower your back knee to the earth. Inhale, rise, reaching arms high. Exhale, bend through elbows and open your chest to the sky for a gentle back bend. Inhale, reach up and lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck your back toes, send your right leg high to a three-legged dog, and hold. Consider this lengthening. Option to flow through chaturanga with your right toes high. Exhaling to lower strung. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Dolphin pose. Lowering your forearms to the earth, hands in line with elbows, and walk the feet in so the shoulders stack over the elbows. Gaze straight down or relax the neck if that feels better. Pressing into forearms, consider this a strengthening for the upper body, arms, and shoulders. Take one more big breath in, and exhale, lower the knees, big toes touch, hips to heels, child's pose. Option to reach your arms back by your sides with me to help release the shoulders. Breathe deep into your back body. Extend your arms in front of you and press up to a tabletop, walking the knees under the hips. On an inhale, extend through the left leg, flex through the left foot. Then reach your right arm forward, gazing straight down. Draw the belly button back. Option to stay or bend through your left knee, right hand to left foot. Press your left foot into your hand, creating a back bend. Breathe deep. Coming through three-legged dog. Release your left leg, keep it up, and plant your right hand. Tuck your right toes, send the left leg high to the sky. Hold for a breath. And on your next exhale, drive your left knee to nose, step it through gently to the inside of your left thumb, setting up for a high lunge. Inhale, rise, arms to the sky, interlace fingers, and shine the palms high. Draw the shoulders down the back, draw the belly button back, and power up the back leg. Take a big breath in through the chest, then exhale through warrior two. Arms wide, stacking shoulders over hips. Gaze down to make sure your front knee is in line with front toes. Then look past your front fingers. Inhale, press the front leg straight through peaceful triangle, just for a breath. Exhaling through triangle pose, arms wide. Left hand lands on the leg as a prop or hand to the ground, gazing up to your right fingers. Once again, you have the option to heel toe the back foot in for a shorter stance if you prefer. Take a big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands for pyramid pose. Pivot to the ball of the back foot. Inhale through a long spine, and exhale, fold. Once again, you have the option to step the back foot up and in to narrow the distance between the feet. Draw your left hip back and breathe deep into your hamstring and back body stretch. Inhale through half lift. Keep right hand under right shoulder. Left arm sweeps back and up to a twist, arms in one line, for a variation of revolved triangle pose. Draw the left hip back and breathe deep into a long spine. Exhale, plants the left hand to the outside of the left foot. Bend through left knee, pivot back heel down, through side extended. Option to keep the left hand on the ground or perhaps forearm to thigh. Either way, press away from that space as you rotate the chest open towards the sky and extend the top arm by the top ear. Inhale, press up to a peaceful triangle. Make it strong. Left arm by left ear, side body stretch. Exhale, back to warrior two through humble warrior. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, rolls the chest open, and exhale, hinge from the hips, chest to thigh or inside of thigh, relaxing the neck. Reaching the arms further overhead to deepen the shoulder stretch. Keep drawing the left knee in towards left shoulder. Inhale to lift your heart, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands through runner's lunge, then release the back knee down. Inhale, rise, arms to the sky. Exhale, bend through cactus arms, create a gentle back bend. Lift your heart, but draw the belly button back towards the spine. Breathing deep into your chest. Inhale, reach up, lengthen spine. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck the back toes, send your left leg high to a three-legged dog. From here, exhale through chaturanga, option to keep the left toes high. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. And take a breath or two. Dolphin pose, second set. Lower the forearms to the earth, with hands in line with elbows, elbows under shoulders. Walk the feet in, and lift the left leg high to the sky. Breathe deep as you point through the top toes and rise to the bottom toes. Exhale lowers the left leg. Inhale sends right leg high. Make sure to press into forearms and try not to cave into the shoulders. You got this. One more big breath in. Exhale, release your right foot down. Child's pose, lower the knees. Option to reach your arms back, rounding through the upper back and breathing deep into that space. On your next inhale, reach the arms forward, planting hands, tabletop, knees under hips. Inhale sends your right leg straight up and back. Exhale, reach the left arm straight forward. Draw the belly button towards the spine. Stay or reach back, left hand to right foot, pressing the foot into the hand, lifting high, creating a gentle back bend. Release and extend your right leg straight back once again. Keep the leg high, but release the left hand down. Tuck the left toes. Inhale, right leg high to three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to nose. Step the right foot through gently between the hands. Walk to the inside of the feet, long edge of the mat. Feet parallel as you inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold in between the legs, walking the hands back. Point your elbows straight back. Crown towards the ground and the belly button in deep. Walking the hands forward, press up to a half lift inhale. Skandasana on the left side. Point the left toes out and walk yourself to the back edge of the mat, sinking your hips towards your heel. Hands can come to heart center. Keep them on the ground if you need, or open them wide to the side, using your left arm as leverage to open up your left hip, gazing upward. Flex through your right toes. Lower your hips to the earth. Reach your right hand to your left ankle, and your left arm up and overhead reaches towards right toes. Right shoulder drops down towards right thigh as you gaze up towards your left shoulder. Inhale, rise up through seated. Try not to touch the ground as you come through widespread foot pose by sending the hips back as you rise up. Plant your hands on an inhale, then reach hands towards ankles or calves. With a long spine, fold, crown towards the ground, elbows out wide. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and the belly button towards the spine. Release hands under shoulders, pressing to half lift. Lengthen. Skandasana on the right side. Point the right toes out, sink the hips towards the heel. Hands to earth, hands to heart, or open your arms wide to the side. Flex through your left toes up towards the sky and gaze upward. Lower your hips to the ground slowly. Then reach your top hand, your left hand, to your right ankle. Then your right hand up and overhead for left toes. Left shoulder to left thigh. Gazing up past your top shoulder if that feels okay for the neck. Otherwise, gaze straight forward or downward. Breathe deep into your side body stretch. Use your core to rise up on an inhale. Then pivot to the top of the mat, planting hands, stepping back foot through, feet hip distance. Inhale, half lift. Padahastasana, slide hands under feet and fold over legs. Elbows out wide, shoulders away from ears. Draw the belly button in deep and keep a gentle bend in your knees. Keep with hands under feet. As you inhale slowly to a half lift, lengthen. Exhale to release your hands and guide them to your waist. Inhale, slowly rise to standing. Tree pose. Shift the weight to the left foot as you point your right knee out to the side, a rotation from the hip. Slide your right foot up into your left thigh and guide hands through heart center. Option to reach your arms high. Power up the standing leg and breathe deep into this grounding pose. Guide hands through heart and point your right knee forward, coming through a reverse dancer's pose. Right hand reaches for right foot behind you, then left hand reaches for right foot. Pause for a moment, stretching your right quad. On your next inhale, reach your right arm high by your right ear and keep a hold of your right foot with the left hand. Then press the foot into the hand, and when you can't go any further, hinge from the hips forward, drawing your chest parallel with the earth. Breathe. Inhale through center. Guide your right knee forward, then plant the right foot to match left. Pause for a breath, reconnecting in standing posture. Tree pose on the left side. Shift your weight to your right foot. Point the left knee out to the side and guide the left foot up into your right thigh. Strong through the standing leg. Hands through heart center or reach up to the sky. Focus your eyes on a spot that's not moving to help you keep your balance here. And breathe. Let's take a big inhale. Exhale, hands through heart. Guide your left knee forward, then left foot back. Left hand to left foot, right hand to left foot. Pause for a breath, stretching the left quad. Inhale, left arm by left ear. Pressing your left foot into your right hand, go as far as you can. Then hinge from the hips forward, drawing your chest and torso parallel with the earth. Let's spend a few breaths here. With control, inhale through center. Exhale, guide the left knee up, then plant the left foot down. Heel toe your feet to touch. Inhale, sweeps arms high to the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale through half lift. Exhale, steps left foot back, sending right leg high to a three-legged dog. Bend through your top knee and open the hip to the side. Level your hips, draw your right knee in towards your chest. Plant the right foot down to the ground and slide the left leg through between your arms, sitting to the inside of your right heel. Option to sit on a pillow or a block. Inhale, reach arms to the sky with hands to elbows. Option to stay in this variation of a quad stretch, or perhaps you release your forearms to the earth. Some might even choose to lay down onto their back, reaching hands for elbows here. If this variation does not feel good for the knee or the top of your foot, simply roll onto your left side and guide your right heel in towards your hip this way. Choose your variation and we'll spend several breaths here. Soften your eyes, connect with breath, and send the breath to the right quad stretch. On your next inhale, slowly press up back to seated. Planting your left foot to the ground, rolling forward, planting your hands to the earth, and rising up onto the left foot, right leg high to a standing splits. Coming through half moon by sliding the left hand under the left shoulder in line with the pinky toe edge of your standing leg. Reach your right arm high. Option to bind right hand to right foot, pressing your foot into your hand, creating a gentle back bend. Coming through a pistol squat. Keep the right foot to the right hand if you have it. Bend through the knees and slide your right foot forward. Right hand holds the inside edge of your right foot and left hand reaches for the outside edge. Option to keep your left hand on the ground if that's easier. With control, sit down and lift your leg high. Option to take as much of a bend in the knee as you need here. You also have the option to draw yourself in closer towards your leg, perhaps forehead or chin to shin. Totally optional. Breathe into your right hamstring. Inhale to look up, then release your arms high, keeping the right leg high. Then lower the right leg down with control. Setting up for Marichyasana A. Inhale, left arm high, bow forward, and wrap the left arm around the left leg. Right hand comes behind for a bind. Lengthen on an inhale, and bow to the best of your ability on an exhale. Inhale through a half lift and exhale to release the bind, planting the hands for an arm balance. Start by lifting your left foot, then press into your hands and lift everything else off the ground. Hold. Lower down, cross the legs in, plant your hands, and step back to a three-legged dog with left leg high to the sky. Lengthen your spine. Bend through the left knee, and exhale, guide the left knee in towards the chest. Top of the foot onto the earth as you slide the right leg through between the hands, sitting to the inside of your left heel. Once again, option to a block or a prop. Reach your arms high with hands to elbows, or release down to forearms behind you. The other option would be to lay on your back with arms overhead, once again, hands to elbows. You have the option to roll onto your right side and hug your left heel in towards your hip if that variation suits you better on this side. You choose, and let's spend several breaths here. Slowly rise on an inhale, coming back through seated, planting your right foot to the ground. Setting up now for standing balance by planting the hands out front and making your way into a standing splits. Rising up onto the right foot, sending the left leg straight up and back. Right hand in line with your right pinky toe edge under your right shoulder, then send your left arm up to the sky, stacking the hips. Option to stay in this variation or join me in sugarcane by bending through the top leg, reaching top hand to top foot, creating a gentle back bend. Coming through your pistol squat by bending deeply into both knees. Keep hand to foot and slide your left leg through and forward. Left hand holds inside edge of left foot, right hand reaches for outside edge, crossing the wrists. Option to keep one hand on the ground for balance. And breathe. Let's take a big inhale and exhale to lower the hips down with control. Keeping the leg extended or a bend in the knee, sit tall and draw yourself in a little deeper if you can. Breathe into a long spine. Draw yourself away from the leg. Inhale, lengthen. Reach your arms high, left leg high, and slowly lower the left leg down with control. Marichyasana A. With a long spine, hinge forward and wrap the right arm around the right leg. Left hand comes behind for a bind. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, bow over the left thigh, flexing through the left toes, pressing the left heel in towards the earth. Inhale through a half lift, and exhale to release the hands down, setting up for arm balance. Right hand outside of right foot. Lift your right foot to start, then press up and lift everything else off the ground. And hold. Exhale to lower down, cross the legs in, plant the hands, and step back to a plank through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Side plank. Inhale rolls through plank and over to the outside edge of the left foot. Keep the feet stacked with the right arm high, or join me in Wild Thing by planting your right toes to the earth behind you, pressing into your left foot, sending the hips high, and your right arm up and overhead. Gaze towards your right fingertips. Inhale gracefully back to a plank. Exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale through plank and roll to the outside edge of your right foot. Option to stack the feet or send your left toes back behind. Press into your right foot as you send your hips high, gazing towards a left hand. Breathe into this back bend. Inhale through plank. Exhale, lowers chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming through a core exercise. Roll through plank pose and guide right knee to right elbow. Step your right foot back to plank, then left knee, left elbow. Switch it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back, downward facing dog. Ustrasana, camel pose. Walk or hop your knees behind your hands, hip distance. Option to roll the mat in under the knees for extra cushion. We'll begin by tucking the toes for the first set. I like to interlace my fingers behind my back, just to roll the shoulder blades in towards each other. Keeping with that sensation, guide the hands behind your back and point the fingers upward. Inhale lifts the heart. Exhale, press the hips forward. Lift your chest towards the sky. Optional to reach back for ankles or heels. Keep drawing the belly button towards the spine. Inhale through center and exhale to sit back with either feet together or feet wide in between them, hands to knees. Sit tall and breathe into your spine. At any time, you can round through the back when you feel ready. A gentle counter stretch. Inhale through a straight spine and rise up for your second camel pose. Feet tucked or untucked. Inhale rolls the chest open, hands to waist. Exhale, press the hips forward and open your chest towards the sky. Option to reach back for ankles or heels. And breathe deep into your back bend, drawing your belly button towards your spine to help protect your low back. If toes are untucked, press firm into the tops of your feet. On your next inhale, lead with the heart as you rise up slowly. Exhale to sit back on heels or between them with hands to knees. Sit tall, inhale, lengthen. And when you're ready at any time, gently exhale and round out to a seated cat stretch. Pause for a few breaths. Inhale through a straight spine. Then slide your feet to one side, laying on your back, setting up for a bridge pose. Walk your feet in nice and close to your hips, close enough that your fingertips can brush your heels, keeping the hands planted by your sides. Draw your belly button towards your spine to start. This helps protect your low back in any back bend. Keeping the feet hip distance, inhale presses the hips up. Option to hold your ankles with your hands, perhaps hold your waist with your hands for supported, or interlace your fingers and really roll your shoulder blades in, pressing into your feet, sending the hips high and your chest towards your chin. Lowering down when you're ready and letting your knees come together. Pause for a breath. Coming through a second set of either bridge pose or this time upward bow, known as the wheel. Separate the knees, plant the hands beside your ears. On an inhale, press up and lift up. Either way, pressing into your feet, guiding your chest through between your arms or your chest towards your chin in bridge. Draw the belly button towards the spine. On an exhale, tuck the chin and lower your back to the earth. One hand to heart, one hand to belly, letting your knees fall to touch. Connect with breath, and at your own time, allow your knees to roll over to one side. Come back through center and to the other side. On your next inhale, come through to a long morning stretch, pointing the toes and reaching the arms overhead. Big breaths through belly and chest. Exhale the knees into your heart center with hands to shins. Take a big breath in and exhale forehead to knees for a rounding squeeze, releasing your back body. Inhale slowly lowers the head to the earth and guide hands under thighs, uncrossing the feet. In the rocket, we come through to standing in ragdoll after back bends. So on an inhale, 3 times, rock up, then roll back. 2 more. Inhale, feet hip distance. Exhale. Last time, inhale, plant the feet, rise up, reach hands for elbows, and hang in ragdoll. Option to sway side to side. Exhale to release your hands to the earth and step back to a downward facing dog. Pigeon pose. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Feel a nice stretch. Exhale your right knee to right elbow, sweeping right foot behind left wrist. Lower the shin down and slide your hips back and down. Left leg is straight back behind you. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, lower to forearms, perhaps head to the ground. We will spend several breaths here, so take this opportunity to soften through your whole body and allow your hip to open gently. On your next inhale, slowly press up. Guide your right heel in towards your left hip. From here, keep your right hand planted out in front as your left arm reaches up and back for your left foot. Hold your left foot with your hand and gently pull away with your left foot, opening up through your left shoulder and pectorals. Let's change the stretch to the left quad now by guiding the heel a little closer in towards your hip. Be mindful of your left knee and breathe. Stay here or come into a mermaid stretch by guiding the left toes into the left elbow crease, right arm up and back. See if you can bind behind your head, squaring your chest to the front. Gently release the back foot down and step back to a downward facing dog. Take a moment to gently bend one knee at a time. Option to stay or flow it out with me by inhaling through plank, exhaling chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Sweep your left foot behind your right hand and lower to pigeon pose. Right leg straight back behind you. Inhale to lift your heart center and exhale to bow over the left shin. Settle in as we'll be here for several long, deep breaths. On your next inhale, begin to press up slowly. Keep the left hand planted out in front of you as your left heel slides closer towards your right hip. Right arm reaches up and back for right foot. Press your right foot into your hand as you press your chest open as well to deepen the stretch through your pectorals and right shoulder. Switching to a quad stretch now by guiding your heel in towards your right hip, elbow points back. Breathe. Coming through half mermaid by guiding your right foot into your right elbow crease, or full mermaid by reaching your left arm up and back, binding behind your head. Open your chest towards the front, parallel to the top edge of the mat. Release the bind and your back foot to the earth gently. Step back to a downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal it out or lower into child's pose with me. Let's spend a few breaths releasing our back body and hips. On your next inhale, slowly rise up and slide your feet out in front of you, coming to a double leg forward fold, feet together. On an inhale, reach your arms high to the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips, reaching hands towards feet, or maybe peace fingers to big toe today. Inhale, grow long, and exhale, fold as deep as you can. If this feels really intense, hug your legs with your hands, keeping a gentle bend in the knees. That might feel better after all the deep back bending. Let's spend several breaths here. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time, head is last. Coming through a seated twist. Plant your right foot outside of your left thigh. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, twist to your right, with your right hand behind your left elbow just below your right knee. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and exhale to twist a little deeper. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, switch out the legs. Extend your right leg, plant your left foot outside of right thigh, lengthen your spine, and twist to your left, with your right elbow below your left knee. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, look back. Inhale, look forward and plant your feet. Let your knees fall wide, soles of the feet together, hugging the heels in towards your hips. Baddha Konasana. Hold your feet and inhale, lengthen. Lead with your heart as you exhale, fold over the legs. Perhaps the head comes to the earth, and if not, just keep reaching the crown of the head towards the top of the mat. Inhale, rise through seated, and make your way onto your back in happy baby pose. Lay down, guide your knees in on either side of the torso, and hold your feet with your hands. Happy baby is an active posture, so press your low back into the ground. Option to straighten one leg at a time. Coming through one more twist. Let your knees roll over to the left side as you gaze over the right shoulder. Option to cross top leg around bottom in eagle legs. And breathe deep into your twist. Inhale your legs through center, uncrossing them if crossed. Knees roll to the right. Gaze over the left shoulder. Option to cross left leg over right. And breathe into your twist. Inhale, knees through center, uncrossing if crossed, and guide your knees into your chest with hands to shins. Gently rock it out side to side. Option to inhale deeply, exhale forehead to knees, and inhale into a long morning stretch. Point your toes, reach your arms overhead. Take another big breath in and exhale out the mouth before setting up for your final rest, Savasana. Separate your feet mat distance and let your toes fall wide to the side. Perhaps arms by your sides or one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Analytics show that many people drop off at this point of the video. So if that's you, I just want to thank you for being here. Please don't hesitate to give the video a like if you enjoyed the class, and consider subscribing to the channel. If you're choosing to stay for the duration of Shavasana, I will wake you in a few moments. You can begin to deepen your breath and awaken your body, starting with the fingers and toes, perhaps wrists and ankles. Gently rock your head from side to side, releasing the neck, and perhaps you choose to take one more long morning stretch before guiding your knees in towards your chest and rolling to one side, pressing up or guiding hands under thighs and rocking up to a comfortable seat. Thank you for joining me in today's practice. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are, and we'll see you in the next one. Namaste.